Mhm. So, hello guys again. Day 50. How crazy is that, guys? How crazy. I can't wait to reach like level day 100 or something. Like I'll definitely be speaking Japanese then. So, today we are late or again. It's going to be a short one. I'm going to do Anki. I'm not going to read any Genki or Taikim. Yeah, it's going to be a short one. I'm going to just do Anki and then watch some stories.
思いません。
I'm very happy with the progress, guys. I'm very happy with the progress. Like I'm improving by the day. Like every day I'm going up a little, one step. Like step by step. We are building a foundation for Japanese. Slowly, we will start to immerse in Japanese. We watch videos like, but not now. A little bit later. But I'm very happy with the progress.
思いません。
思いません.
思いません。
思いません. So omo means believe. 思いません. I don't believe. I don't believe. Negative of omo. To think, to believe. I don't 思いません. I don't believe.
何しに行くの？
何しに行くの？何しに行くの？ Hmm, no idea. Nani means what, ikuno means to go, but she, what is she? So, to go, nanishi ikuno, I think ikuno means adding the no, it's either making iku to go, making it going, like ing, or it's a particle that shows emphasis or something. Nani she, but she, I don't know what she is. Nani shi ni ikuno. I don't have no idea. She, stem of suru. Ah, to do. So what do we do? So wait, what's a more literal translation would be you go in order to do what? Ah, so she is a stem of suru.
何しに行くの？
Nani shi ni ikuno? Nani shi ni ikuno? You go to do what? You go to do what? Hmm. Okay. The sentence is super interesting. It is very interesting indeed. Because it's very hard to translate to English directly. Shini iku means to go to do. Shini iku, to go, to do. Or to go in order to do. Okay. The speaker combines it with nani what to ask something like, what are you going to go? What are you going to do? Ah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There is a show on Japanese TV called You wa nani shi ni nihon e, which roughly translate to why did you come to Japan? Yo wa, it uses the same construction as for you, you are. Came in order to do what? Hmm. Shi ni nihon e. Nani shi ni nihon e? Hmm. Okay.
何しに行くの？
何しに行くの? In order to do what? Da versus des. As already mentioned, des is the teinego conjugation of da, but the use cases are a bit different. If you're interested why, have a look at these resources. The definitions are a bit technical though. Taikim da is not des. Tofugu da versus des. This is just for the sake of completeness and definitely interesting to read. But as always, my recommendation is to just keep going for a while and trying to understand things by listening comprehension. Maybe bookmark these links and read them after you finish this course. It's correct, yeah, it's right, he's right. I'm only going to do this course, read grammar, essential grammar, and read Genki. Not going to read other things. Only these I think are enough. After I finish them, I will start I will start reading the some articles like slowly. They are only for completeness. Anyway, we continue, we keep going.
呼びに行く
Yobi Yobiniku. Yobi means so yubi means finger, okay. Kubi means neck. But yobi, what does yobi mean? Yobiniku.
呼びに行く
So go to Yobi. Maybe Yobi is a city. I don't know. Goes to call. Yobu. Yobu to call. Yes, Yobu. Yobi stem of Yobu. To call. Yobiniku
呼びに行く
goes to call. He goes there to call someone. Okay, Yobu. I know Yobu, of course.
悪くないですね
悪くないですね. 悪くないですね is not bad, isn't it? Not bad. 悪くないですね.
今度話しに行く
今度話しに行く. 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 So I know this kanji, which means ima, means now, or with the nichi could mean kyo, today. So kondo, what does kondo mean? Kondo hanashi ni iku. Going, go to talk. Go to talk. Go in order to talk. Kondo, what does kondo mean? No idea. Next time. Kondo means next time. So whenever we put the kanji for ima, for now, like when you put it with the day kanji, with nichi, it becomes tomorrow, ashita. And when we put it with shu, konshu, or raishu, that's raishu, becomes next week. No, raishu is not that. It's not that kanji, it's a different kanji. Anyway, kondo is next time. Do is next time. Is time. Probably. No. Hanashi, stem of hanasu, to talk. Next time I go to talk, to have a conversation. Okay.
今度話しに行く
今度話しに行く. Okay, next time I go to talk.
すべてがわかる。
全てがわかる. 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 全て means 全て means everything. Okay. Wakaru means understand. So 全てがわかる means understand everything.
すべてがわかる。
I understand everything. 全てがわかる.
すべてがわかる。
全てがわかる. 全てがわかる. I understand everything. 全てがわかる.
今日飲みに行かない？
今日飲みに行かない？今日飲みに行かない？ So 今日 means today. You see, 今 plus nichi means 今日 today. 飲みに行かない。行く to go, 行かない not going. So today I'm not going to drink. Today I'm not going to drink. So here, like I noticed the pattern. We put a verb here, a verb ni, another verb, which is not just another verb, it's iku. always iku, which means going to do something, going to drink, or going to speak, or going to do. We saw three verbs here, but the same iku. So verb ni iku is going to do something.
今日飲みに行かない？
今日飲みに行かない？今日飲みに行かない？ Today I'm not going to drink. As for today, don't go in order to drink. Ah, he's asking a question.
今日飲みに行かない？
今日飲みに行かない？ Ah, today, why don't we drink today? That's what he's saying. Don't we go to in order to drink? Let's go out for a drink. Oh. So a negative but for question. Okay.
大丈夫。私が行く。
大丈夫。私が行く。It's okay. I will go. 大丈夫。私が行く。
大丈夫。
大丈夫。
私が行く。
私が行く。大丈夫。私が行く。大丈夫。私が行く。Okay, easy.
遊びに行くの？
遊びに行くの？遊びplay. 遊ぶ means to play. 遊びに again. A verb に行く. So going to play. Maybe he's asking a question like the previous one.
遊びに行くの？
遊びに行くの? He's asking a question. Why don't we go and play? Should we go and play? Go and play? Question. 遊びに行くの?
遊びに行くの？
遊びに行くの? It's like the previous one. Question. Go to visit or just visit? What? Asobi, verb stem of asobu, to play. What do you mean visit? Literally, the sentence means go to play with a desire for expression due to no. However, the term asobi ni iku also means to go out on a trip or to go out to visit. Oh, okay. So asobi could be also visit.
大丈夫。
大丈夫。
僕がいる。
大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。
大丈夫。僕がいる。
大丈夫。僕がいる。
大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。Okay, we see it again.
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな？
今日はどこに遊びに行くのかな？行くかな？今日はどこに遊びに行くな？
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな？
遊びに行くかな？今日はどこに遊びに行くかな？ So today doko means where, or yeah, where where are we going to play? But iku kana is a negative. Okay, let's check. As for today, I wonder where should go out on a trip. Go out on a trip to visit. Kana can be translated as I wonder.
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな。
行くかな? I wonder. I thought it was negative. So, 行く to go. Kana means I wonder.
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな。
Today, where we should go on a trip? I should go on a trip. I wonder.
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな。
遊びに行くかな。
何しに行くの？
何しに行くの？何しに行くの？何しに行くの？Go to do what? Go to do what? That's what it is. Go to do what? In order to do what? Go. You go. In order to do what? Go to do what? That's the.
すいません、すぐ行きます。
すみません、すごい行きます。すみません、すごい行きます。すみません、excuse me or sorry. すご means すぐ。すぐ行きます。すぐ means, I forgot what すぐ means. すぐ行きます。すぐ means, I forgot what すぐ means. What does すぐ means? I have no idea. すぐ immediately. すぐ means immediate. すぐ but すぐ right away. I think すぐ can also mean soon. Yes, soon, what it means. すぐ means immediately. And means soon, which is a little less urgent.
遊びますわよ。
遊びます。遊びますわよ。遊びますわよ。play, to play. わよ means female emphatic sentence ending particle.
呼びに行く？
呼びに行く go to call. 呼び it's 呼ぶ to call.
何をしに来た？
何をしに来た？何をしに来た？来た means, what does 来た mean? She means to do. But 来た means no idea what does it mean. Or to come. To come. No. Came to do what? Come to. But why is it not in kanji? Shi ni kuru. To come in order to do. Why is it not in kanji? That's why I was confused. In English, you'd rather just say, why did you come here? Come to do what?
何をしに来た？
何をしに来た？何をしに来た？So, so you came to do what? Why did you come here? You come to do what?
何をしに来た？
何をしに来た? Okay, come to do what? That's the translation. Remark. 何をしに来た is past tense. 来た is past tense. It's used when a person A already arrived and B wants to know what A came to do for. 何をしに来る in present tense. Since Japanese has no dedicated future, it is also used when A wants to come tomorrow. Oh, you come tomorrow for doing what?
今度話しに行く。
今度話しに行く。今度話しに行く。今度話しに行く。今度 means next time. 今度 next time. 話しに行く。Next time I go to talk. Easy.
知らないのか？
知らないのか？知らないのか？知らない。知る to know, to talk. Shiranai no ka? You didn't know. To know. Yes, I said. I forgot what I said. Shiru means to know. Okay. Shiranai no ka means you didn't know. A question. You don't know. Oh, you don't know. Not didn't. Not in the past. The present. Shiranai no ka. You don't know.
私ね、今日謝りに来たの。
今日は謝今日、私ね。今日は、今日、今日は謝り。
私ね、今日謝りに来たの。
今日は謝りに来た。今日は謝りに来た。No. So, 私ね。What does ね mean? That's a new particle to me. First time I see ね. So, 今日 today. 謝り。have no idea what 謝り means. 謝りに来た。謝りに来た。No idea. Today I came here. Ayamaru to apologize. Ayamari. Ayamaru. Today came to apologize.
私ね、今日謝りに来たの。
今日は謝りに来た。Came to apologize. Ayamari. Know that the ne after watashi makes the sentence sound more feminine. It makes it more feminine. Refers to this article. For more details, I'll probably add more elaborate information on gender specific language later. So ne is more feminine. And ayamaru is apologize. I know it, but I forgot.
今日飲みに行かない？
今日飲みに行かない? So 今日飲みに行かない is a question. He's asking a question. Today, should we go to drink? We go to drink today. He's asking a question. Why don't we go with drink for a drink today? Let's go for a drink today. Stem of nomu. Okay. Is
できましたか？
できましたか? 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 Dekiru. Dekiru means to a. OBS connected. Okay, we're back. Maybe this internet is a little bit slow. Hello, bro. Just followed, by the way, I design eye-catching logos. I don't need logos. Anyway, let's keep going. Watashi.
私と友達にならないか。
Watashi to tomodachi ni naranai ka.
私と友達にならないか。
Naranai ka. Watashi to. So tomodachi to I, watashi, to tomodachi, me and my friend, ni, naranai ka. Naranai ka. Naranai ka. What could naranai ka mean?
私と友達にならないか。
So I think the ka is a question mark. Naranai. I think naru. Naru means to become. Okay. Naranai is a negative form of naru. But then the translation, how will it be? I and friend did not become or not become? Question mark. I don't know. Let's check. Don't become friend with me. Don't become friend with me. Okay, don't become friend with me. That's how it, that's what it is.
私と友達にならないか。
私と
私と友達にならないか。私と友達にならないか。
私と友達にならないか。Okay, don't become friend with me.
遊びに行くの？
私と友達にto is not end in that sentence, it's with. 友達と私と友達にならないか。Don't become friend with me.
遊びに行くの？
遊びに行くの? So 遊び is to play, but sometimes could be to visit. So go to visit. Go to visit, or just do you visit them?
強くなりました。
強くなりました。強くなりました。強くなりました。強く means strength. I remember very well what's 強. 強い. I think it's 強い or 強く. 強く strength or strong. なりました。became なる again なりました to be なる to become なりました means to become なりました became in the past. 強くなりました。強くなりました。became strong. Working? Okay, it's working. 強くなりました。
強くなりました。
became strong. became strong. became strong. easy. easy
今日はど
peasy
こに遊
lemon
びに行くかな？今日はどこに遊びに行くかな？
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな? So かな again, because previously I thought that かな means negative for 行くかな for some reason, but apparently no, it's obviously not negative. かな means I wonder. So 今日はどこに遊びに行くかな means today I wonder where will I visit? Will I go to visit? Or go to play, but no, it's go to visit. よくはどこに遊びに行くかな Today I wonder where I will go to visit. Easy.
今日はどこに遊びに行くかな？
Easy. As for today, I wonder where should I go out on a trip, go out to visit. Easy peasy.
今どこにいる？
今どこに? Ima, you see, ima means now. 今どこにいる? どこにいる? So now where is iru means to there or to exist, to be. There or to be. So now where is it or where is he? So I think. Where is he now? Yes, you see. Okay, easy.
意味がわかりません。
Imi, ima now, but this is imi, it's different. Imi means meaning. So 意味がわかりません。意味がわかりません。わかりません。わかる means to understand. わかりません is the negative form. So わかりません I don't understand. でが意味 meaning. Simple, easy. I don't understand the meaning. 意味がわかりません。
意味がわかりません。
意味がわかりません。Easy. As for the meaning, I don't understand. 意味がわかりません。
また同じ夢。
また同じ夢。夢 means dream. Okay. また means again. Mata means again. Onaji. 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 I think that's a new word. I've never seen onaji before. Yesterday I saw on menage. Menage? I think it was menage. Mengeni. Megane. 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 Which means glasses. Yes, I learned this kanji yesterday and it stuck to my mind. It consisted of I, me, kin, gold, tatsu, to stand, and mi, to see. And it sounds like mengane, mengane, mengane. It sounds like mengeni in Greek. Mengeni. Sounds like mengeni or double gamma. Sounds like mengeni. Mengeni, megane. Glasses and mengeni. Okay. But where we are, I don't know where did I go. Mata means again also. Onaji, no idea what does onaji mean. Yume means dream.
また同じ夢。
Mata onaji yume. So from the picture here and from her sound, she sounds terrified, okay?
また同じ夢。
Mata onaji yume. So I assume that she saw a terrible dream. So onaje could mean terrible, horrible, horrific, or it could mean onaji yume. It could mean one word, which could mean nightmare, nightmare. So it's either mata again, a horrible, horrific, scary dream, yume, monaji yume, or it's one word, which means again a nightmare again. Let's check. Again, same, same dream, identical, equal. So onaji means identical.
また同じ夢。
Same. Onaji means same. Okay, so it's not horrific, it's not horrible. It's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrific, but onaji means same. It was horrific, but she didn't say horrific. She said onaji, which means again. Onaji, let's check. Onaji. Onaji. There it is. Onaji looks like something inside of something, a mouth with each on its head under this one. Anyway, onaji means again.
また
Mata.
同じ夢。
Mata onaji.
何をしに来た
Is. Nani o shikita. Nani o shikita. So kita means past tense for kuru, to come. Why did you come here? You come here for what? Is. To do what? Why did you come here? Is.
私ね、今日謝りに来たの。
私ね、今日は謝りに来た。So ne, it's feminine. Yeah, so I'm not a female, not a woman. I'm not going to use ne, so I don't care. So, 私ね、今日謝りに来た。来た means came. 謝る to apologize. 謝りに来た I came to apologize. 私ね、今日は I came today to apologize. 私ね、今日謝りに来た came to apologize. Easy, easy peasy, lemony squeezy. I today came to apologize. I today came to apologize. Easy. 私ね。
私ね、
私ね。
今日謝りに来たの。
今日は謝りに来た。私ね。今日は謝りに来た。私ね。今日は謝りに来た。Easy.
中学生？
Very easy. 中学生。中学生。So 中学生、this kanji. If it's 中 means middle. Okay, middle. If it's naka, it means inside. So 中学生 means student. So 中学生 means, in my understanding, in my logic, how I understand it, it's middle school student. So
中学生？
中学生 means middle school student. Junior high school student. What is junior high school student? I have no idea. Middle school, no middle school. I don't understand what's junior high school. Senior high school, middle school. Yes, middle school. What is junior high school? Yeah, it's middle school. It's middle school. I don't know what's junior.
私も
There
頑張る。
is no junior about middle school. 私も現場る
私も頑張る。
頑張る I know 頑張る I heard it before I think 私も頑張る What's 頑張る
私も頑張る。
頑張る I definitely heard 頑張る before
私も頑張る。
頑張る maybe in a song or something 頑張る頑張る私も頑張る
私も頑張る。
頑張る I too do my best 頑張る to do one's best to persist to keep at it to hang on 頑張る私も頑張る I also do my best
私も頑張る。
頑張る I think that's why I heard it before. It sounds very familiar.
私も頑張る。
私も頑張る。
私と友達にならないか。
私と友達にならないか。So don't become a friend with me. 私と友達になからいな。私と友達にならないか。私と友達にならないか。
私と友達にならないか。
Okay. Don't become friends with 私。Easy. Don't you become friend with me? It's not order don't become friend with me. It's a question because it has ka in the end.
私と友達にならないか。
I thought he was threatening him. 私と友達にならないか。
私と友達にならないか。
Don't you want to become friends with me? Okay.
大丈夫僕がいる
大丈夫僕がいる
大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる
Okay. we
大
大
丈
丈夫。
夫。
僕
僕がい
がいる。
る。
Again, we do it again.
今どこにいる？
今どこにいる？今どこにいる？ So 今 means now. どこいる？ Where is he now? Where is he now? Where is he? Where is he now? Where is he?
頑張ることができたから。
頑張る。There's it again. 頑張る。頑張ることが。頑張ることが。
頑張ることができたから。
ことができたから。から。から。easy. から means because. And できる、できた is the past tense of できる which means be able. ことが、what does こと means? こと、well, I think こと means, I know the kanji for こと, but it's not kanji here. Koto means to say, I think, or word or to say. But I know the kanji, but the hiragana is different maybe. I think we saw it yesterday also. Forgot. Anyway, so 頑張る。
頑張ることができたから。
頑張ることができたから。頑張る means best. 頑張ること、best ことが be able because I don't know. As usual, a little bit of context is missing here. I succeeded because kara is because I could manage to do my best. Gambaru to do one's best. Yeah, I know. But koto, what does koto means? Know that taking covers kara later. It usually connects two sentences in the following fashion. Kara reason, kara result. Yes, I know. Reason, kara results. Because of reason, result happen. But also in Genki, it's situation, explanation, kara. Let's check it again in Genki. Genki number kara. Kara because explains the reason of the cause. Situation, explanation, kara. So I will study this evening because we will have an exam tomorrow. Watashi wa 勉強します。明日テストがありますから。Basically, it's the same. You just, if you move this sentence, the second part, 明日テストがありますから、if you put it here and you move this one here, it becomes the same as this. Reason, 明日テストがありますから、から、result, and then result, which is 私は勉強します。This evening I will study. Because I have test tomorrow, から I will study this evening. Yeah, I know から。But the word that I don't know is
頑張ることができたから。
頑張ることが
頑張ることができたから。
できたから。So, because I could manage to do my best, I succeeded because から I could manage to do my best. Okay, anyways, I understand.
また同じ夢。
また同じ夢。So, また means again. 同じ means same. Yume means dream. So, mata onaji yume.
また同じ夢。
Mata onaji yume. Again, same dream. Again, same dream.
買い物早かったですね。
Kaimono hayakatta desu ne. Kaimono means shopping. Hayakatta was fast or was early. Hayakatta, past tense of hayai. So your shopping was fast, wasn't it? Or was early, wasn't it? Shopping was fast, wasn't it?
わかる。
Wakaru, understand.
問題ありませんね。
Mondai arimasen de. Mondai arimasen de. So mondai, I know what mondai means, but I forgot. Arimasen ne. We don't have mondai, don't we? Mondai, I forgot what mondai means.
問題ありませんね。
Mondai arimasen de. Arimasen ne. Forgot what mondai means. There is no problem with. There is no problem with something clear from context. Mondai problem. Mondai. Societal, political, question, issue. Mondai.
問題ありませんね。
Mondai arimasen de. There is no problem. There is no problem. Arimasen ne. There is no problem. Mondai arimasen de. Okay, easy.
よろしくお願いします。
Yoroshiku. 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 Onagai shimasu. Onagai shimasu. Yoroshiku. Onagai shimasu.
よろしくお願いします。
Yoroshiku. Onegai shimasu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
よろしくお願いします。
Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. What does yoroshiku onegai shimasu mean? I have no idea. Onegai. What does onegai mean? Completely forgot. I remember the picture and I was remembering at some point, but it seems that now I forgot. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. No idea. I'm baffled. Why is it not working? Kindly add me on Discord. Have no idea what Yoroshiku onegashimasu.
よろしくお願いします。
Yoroshiku onegashimasu. No idea. Yoroshiku onegai. Nice to meet you. When you meet someone, depending on the context, this can also mean something else. Don't worry about this for now. That's why I don't remember it, because it's one word. It's one whole word. This is actually composed of 3 words, Yoroshi onegai suru, but often taught as a phrase. Don't worry about this. I don't care about this. I thought it was 2 or 3 words. Okay.
私も頑張る。
Watashi mo gambaru. Okay. I also do my best. Watashi mo gambaru. Watashi mo gambaru. Watashi mo gambaru.
私も頑張る。
Watashi mo gambaru. I too do my best. Sloppy learning is fast learning. I used to be a thorough learner who wanted to understand and do everything right in the first place. This slowed me down like nothing else. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very good advice. Let's read it. Because I totally agree with this one. Sloppy learning is fast learning. It's not good to learn everything, to try to remember everything from the first time. And I'll tell you why. One of my most important insights is this: whenever you grasp the meaning of a sentence or of what's being said, even though there are some words or grammar parts you don't understand, you already succeeded and should celebrate this. It's not important to understand every detail. It's very correct, very nice advice to understand every detail, and it's not important to get everything right in the first place. If you go through your material in a sloppy way and even entirely skip parts that are too complicated or boring, you will be a lot faster. I agree completely. It's definitely true. It's a little bit similar to Jeff Brown's recommendation of just browse grammar in the video I linked on one of the first cards. I'll stress this over and over again and will give you some more hints on how to make things as easy as possible towards the end of this course. Yeah, it's very solid advice. You don't have to learn everything from the start, because learning a language is like, it's practice, it's getting used to the language. It's like it's a muscle memory. You train your brain. Like you will not remember one word if you only see it one time. You have to see it every day. Like you see it today, you see it tomorrow, or even if you see it at one time every week, it will stick with you eventually. You don't have to try hard to remember everything. Yeah, it's very solid advice, very nice. You just have to keep doing it every day. Keep doing a little bit every day, and it's a practice. It's a muscle memory. Language is a muscle memory. You don't have to be smart to learn a language. You just have to see it every day. See the words, see sentences, see the grammar every day, and it will eventually in the future it will stick to your mind. You will get used to it basically. Very nice advice, but we don't want to celebrate.
の子供じゃないです。
子供じゃないです。子供じゃないです。子供じゃないです。So, 子供 is a child, okay? You are. I am not a child. 子供じゃないです。I am not a child. 子供じゃないです。
の子供じゃないです。
子供じゃないです。I'm not a child.
大丈
Not
夫
a kid.
僕がいる
大丈夫。僕がいる。
大
大
丈夫
丈夫。
僕がいる大
大
丈夫
丈夫。
僕
僕
がいる
がいる。
大
大
丈
丈夫。
夫
僕
僕がいる
がいる。
大
大
丈
丈夫。
夫僕がいる
大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。大丈夫。僕がいる。It's very nice. 大丈夫。僕がいる。
大
大
丈夫
丈夫。僕
僕
がいる。
大丈夫僕がいる
大丈夫。僕がいる。
仕事の時間だ。
大丈夫。僕がいる。
仕事の時間だ。
仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。時間 means time. Okay. 仕事仕事 I know 仕事。仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間。I forgot what 仕事 means, but it sounds very familiar and also it looks very familiar. 仕事の時間だ。時間 means time. 仕事 means work. Yes, of course. 仕事. I know 仕事. That's why it was very familiar. It's time for work.
仕事の時間だ。
仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。No, what happened?
仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。
仕事の時間だ。仕事の時間だ。It's time for work. It's time for work. 仕事 work job business. 仕事の時間だ。
答えはわからない。
答えはわからない。So 答えは答え means answer. わからない I don't understand the answer. Okay, 答えはわからない。Don't understand.
俺にも名前がある。
俺にも俺にも
俺にも名前がある。
俺にも名前がある。俺にも、名前がある。名前がある。So 俺に me also name exist. My name also me also have a name. I also have a name. I also have a name. 俺にも名前がある。俺にも名前がある。I also have a name.
俺にも名前がある。
名前がある。I also have a name. Yes. Of course. It's easy to understand. Maybe someone didn't call the speaker by his name. 名前. Yes, I know. The key grammar point here is X に Y がある. Or as Taikim explained it, ni sets the preceding word as target of something. 名前がある in this case. In casual Japanese, you could omit the ni. I wasn't sure of this, but a native speaker confirmed this. Okay.
俺にも名前がある。
俺にも名前がある。俺にも名前がある。Okay.
頑張ることができたから。
頑張ることができたから。Because I succeeded. Because から。Because I was able to do my best. But こと I'm not sure what ことが means. So I succeeded because I was able できた to do my best 頑張る
頑張ることができたから。
頑張ることができたから Okay. Succeeded because I could manage to do my best. I could manage is I was able the past or できた Don't know if it's the true translation. As usual, a little bit of context missing here. Okay.
冗談じゃない。
冗談じゃない It's not a joke. 冗談じゃない。冗談じゃない。冗談 not joke. じゃない not. It's not a joke. It's not a
今
joke.
度は私が助ける。
冗談じゃない。
今度は私が助ける。
今度は私が助ける。今度は私が助ける。
今度は私が助ける。
今度は so 今度 from previous card I know that it means next time. Next time I 助ける。助ける What does 助ける means?
今度は私が助ける。
今度は私が助ける。今度は私が助ける。今度は私が助ける。No idea what 助ける means. Help you 助ける to save to rescue. Next time I will help you.
今度は私が助ける。
今度は私が助ける。Okay, easy.
問題ありませんね。
問題ありませんね。問題 again means 問題 I saw it before. 問題
ありませんね。
Problem. Mondai means problem. Or a question to solve, like maybe also mathematics. So, 問題ありませんね。There is no problem.
問題ありませんね。
There is no problem. There is no problem.
わかりません。
わかりません。I don't understand. わかりません。わかる。
俺は恥ずかしいよ。
これは恥ずかしいよ。これは恥ずかしいよ。No idea what 恥ずかしい means. No idea. 俺は恥ずかしいよ。Yeah. It consists of ear and heart, mimi and kokoro. But it's hazukashi. What does hazukashi mean?
俺は恥ずかしいよ。
これは恥ずかしいよ。これは恥ずかしいよ。No idea. 恥ずかしい。Embarrassing. So ear, mimi, and kokoro means hazukashi, which is embarrassing.
俺は恥ずかしいよ。
これは恥ずかしいよ。
私はわからない。
私はわからない。私はわからない。I don't understand. I don't get it.
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。
全然は
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。
全然 means not at all. 恥ずかしい again. 恥ずかしい。耳 and 心。恥ずかしい。embarrassing. 全然恥ずかしい。こと again こと which I don't know what it means.
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。
Wait, we have dictionary by the way. Why don't we just translate it? Dictionary. ことArchaism, what? Koto, female term or language? Koto string Japanese, either stringed instrument, Zen, ancient city, no. Koto. Particle indicating a command. It's a particle. Is extraordinary no. It's a particle indicating mild enthusiasm. It's a particle. Particle indicating a gentle. Particle used to soften a judgment or conclusion. Koto is a particle. 恥ずかしいことじゃないです。
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。
So koto is a particle. 全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。So, it's not embarrassing at all. It's not embarrassing at all. 全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。全然恥ずかしいじゃないですよ。全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。It's not embarrassing at all. So, koto is, again, is a particle showing enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Particle indicating a command, but I don't think there is a command here. So it could be particle indicating mild enthusiasm. So maybe he's enthusiastic a little bit, saying that it's not embarrassing at all. 全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。So, koto is a particle indicating maybe gentle, maybe he's gentle with you soften a judgment or conclusion. Yes, maybe he's softening the hazukashi, maybe. So it could be indicating command, mild enthusiasm, gentle, or soften a judgment or conclusion. Okay, koto is a particle.
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。Okay. It's totally not an embarrassing thing.
面白いことになるよ。多分ね。
面白いこと。こと again. こと。こと means こと。It's the same こと。こと indicating command. So, 面白いことになるよ、多分ね。なるよ、多分ね。
面白いことになるよ。多分ね。
ことになるよ、多分ね。面白いことに多分の。面白いことになるよ、多分ね。So, it's interesting. Interesting. Probably. 多分 means probably. Or maybe. Become. なる means become. No idea. The whole translation, I don't know. Becomes an interesting thing matter, perhaps. Problem, perhaps. Becomes an interesting thing. Okay.
お金はある？
お金はある？お金はある？お金 means money. 金 means gold. Kin, like in Kinyobi, means Friday. Kin is gold. Okane. Okane aru. There is money. Do you have money? Literally, ask for money is there. Okane, money. Here is a provision again. Or, in this case, I think it became more common to say okane instead of just kane.
お金はある？
お金はある？ Okay, so do you have money?
仕事の時間だ。
仕事の時間だ。Time for work. 仕事の時間だ。It's time for work.
俺にも名前がある。
俺にも名前がある。俺にも名前がある。So, I also have a name.
今度は私が助ける。
今度私が助ける。
今度は私が助ける。
私が助ける。So, 今度 next time, I'll be the one to save you or to help you. To save you, to rescue, to help, to assist. Yes. 助ける。
俺は恥ずかしいよ。
これは恥ずかしいよ。これは恥ずかしいよ。
俺は恥ずかしいよ。
俺は恥ずかしいよ。I am embarrassing. As for me, I'm embarrassing.
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。
全然恥ずかしいことじゃないですよ。It's not embarrassing at all.
お金はある？
お金はある？ Do you have money? Okay, easy. Finish. Congratulations, finish. Okay, let's just do this quickly.
思わなかった。
思わなかった。思わなかった。
思わなかった。
思う to believe. I didn't believe.
美味しいですか？
美味しいですか？ Is it tasty?
楽しかったですね。
楽しかったですね。It was fun, wasn't it? Easy.
今日は学校は楽しかったですか？
今日は学校、So we have two was. 今日は学校は楽しかったですか？ today the school was fun, wasn't it? Easy.
おはよう。おはようございます、お父さん。
おはようございます。お父さん。おはようございます。お父さん。Good morning, father. Okay, easy.
父は知らなかった。
父は知らなかった。父は知らなかった。Father, my father doesn't know. Easy.
お父さん、どこ行くの？
お母さん、どこ行くの？ Father, where are you going?
で、お父さんは何してるの？
で、お父さんは何してるの？で、お父さんは何してるの？ What is your father doing?
私の父です。
私の父です。My father.
大丈夫です、お母さん。あと、
大丈夫です。お母さん。I'm okay, mother. 大丈夫で、大丈夫です。お母さん。I'm okay, mother.
お母さんもいない。
お母さんもいない。My mother was also not here or there.
私の母です。
私の母です。My mother.
家族です。
家族です。Family.
お酒を買うこともできませんし。
お酒を買う。お酒を買うこともできませんし。That's a little bit difficult, but お酒
を買うこともできませんし。
お酒を買うこともできませんし。でき we were not able. She, it's a sentence and a particle which I don't know what it means. Then she, できません wasn't able or not able to buy osake. Okay, something like that. お酒を買うこともできませんし。
お酒を買うこともできませんし。
お酒を買うこともできませんし。is
すいません。注文いいですか？
すみません。注文いいですか？Can I order, please? Restaurant. Easy.
ご注文何にしますか？
ご注文何にしますか？Yeah, she's asking here what do you want to order? Easy.
どこに食べに行く？
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 どこに食べに行く？食べに行く。Where do you want to go to eat? どこに食べに行く？どこに食べに行く？ Where do you want to go to eat?
今日どこ見に行く？
今日どこ見に行く？今日どこに行く？Today where we go to see? Maybe see a movie.
絶対見に行くね。
絶対見に行くね。絶対見に行くね。絶対 means immediately. Means definitely. 絶対 definitely. See, definitely I will go to see it. I will definitely go to see it.
見に行きませんか？
見に行きませんか？見に行きませんか？You didn't go to see it? You didn't go to see it? Okay, we finished this with this one. We're not going to do this one today because we watch a video and then we sleep, maybe. The video, we watch story here.
レベル0。
じゃんけん。
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 あ、
は
ケーキが2つ。
あ、
ケーキが2つ。
が2つ。ケーキが2つ。2つ ?2 つ ?2 つ ?2。ケーキが2つ。2 cakes。
でも3
でも
人。
でも3人。3人。but 3 person。ケーキが2つ。でも3人。ケーキが2つ。でも3人。Okay. Very nice.
じゃんけんしよ
じゃんけんしよう。じゃんけんしよう。
う。最初はグー。
最初はグー。play game. じゃん、じゃんけんしゃ、じゃんけん、
じゃんけんしよう。
じゃんけんしよう。じゃんけ
最
ん
初はグー。
最初はグー。OK。
じゃんけんぽん。
じゃんけんぽん。じゃんけんぽん。じゃんけんぽん。OK。
パート。
パート。パート。
チョキ。
チキ。チュキ。チュキ。パート、パート、チキ。パート、パート、チュキ。パート、パート、チュキ。OK。
チョキの勝ち。や
チョキの勝ち。
った
パタ。やった。
チョキの勝ち。やった
チョキの勝ち。やった。チョキの勝ち。やった。
ケーキが1つ。
ケーキが1つ。
でも2人。
でも2人。ケーキが1つ。1つ。でも2人。
でも2人。
でも2人。
じゃんけんしよう。
じゃんけんしよう。
最初はグー。
最初はグー。じゃんけんぽん。
じゃんけんぽん。
じゃんけんぽん。じゃんけんぽん。
チョキとチョキ。
ジョキとジョキ。ジョキとジョキ。ポン。
あいこでチョキと
チョキと
チョ
チョ
キ。
キ。チョキとチョキ。ポン。
あいこでしょ。
あいこでしょ。
パーと
パート。
パー。
パート。パート。パ
あいこでしょ。
ー。あいこでしょ。
グーと
グーとグーとチキ。グーとチキ。
グーの勝ち。やっ
グーの
グーの勝ち。
グーの
やっ
勝ち。
た
グーの勝ち。やった。グーの勝ち。やった。あ、
あ、
ケー
ケ
キが
ーキが。一緒に食べよう。
一緒に食べよう。
ありがとう。あり
一緒に
がとう。
食べよう。ありがとう、ありがとう。あ、一緒に。together。一緒に食べよう。eat together。一緒。一緒。together。一緒に食べよう。to eat together。ありがとう、ありがとう。一緒に食べよう。very interesting. Level O。
レベル0。
レベル0。
これなーに。
これなーに ?What is this? これなーにあなんあなんあなん ?OK。
今日は
今日は。
Hello everybody and welcome
Japanese from Zero. My name is George Trombley, and some of you are watching me for the first time or perhaps the second time. And let me explain something. Last week I put up what I thought was my masterpiece video up on reddit.com. Oh, it had already been on YouTube for like a week. It already had like 3,000 views or something like that, and people loved it, but it was a rant on a topic called rue-verbs. Now, the way I made the video was like this. I was like, there's no such thing as rue-verbs. Which isn't true. There are such things as rue-verbs, but what I wanted to say about the rue, oh, it's so hard to say. People gave me so much flack in that posting on reddit.com. Like, if the guy says rue one more time like a foreigner, I'm gonna punch him in the face. There was a lot of aggression towards me. Some of it I understand. Some of it was just pure trolling, trying to get me to react and saying really, really fun things. So I remade the video, understanding that for a certain part of the audience, what they were saying was true. Like, I can't just come in and make a clickbait title like that and then throw in my, this is what it is and that's the way it's going to be and there's no such thing, even though they learned that there was such a thing. So my point is, in this special broadcast, is going to be, very shortly, going to be all about rue-verbs and why I don't think that they should be called that, why I think it hurts the student. There's also another subset of that called, not a subset, but there's rue-verb and there's oo-verbs. And we're going to talk about that. And this is actually the third time actually, that I've re-recorded the first part of this video, because I wanted to give a self-introduction about who I am, because I think a lot of the people that watched that video were like, who's this, quote unquote, this is an actual quote, white guy on YouTube with a camera teaching Japanese? And I want to kind of show that I'm not just some random guy that just happens to have a camera, that just happened to set up an office and is making hundreds of dollars on YouTube. I'm not that guy. I want to just give a little bit of self-introduction, and to many of you it will sound like bragging. And the first time that I did this video, it was like 20 minutes long, just on the self-intro, so I want to try to cut it down and only focus on why I know Japanese and why I'm teaching Japanese. So I'm going to give you, in the comment section, in the description section, I mean, there will be a link and there'll probably be an annotation where you can just skip all this baloney and jump to the part where I start talking about why I think it shouldn't be called u and ru verbs. Here we go. Why am I teaching Japanese? I'm George Trombley. I wrote all of a few days ago.
Oh.
I'm going to jump right into 3 little small points, and then we're going to go right. How much did they understand the lesson? I remember being very frustrated one day and throwing the entire binder across the class, saying, why don't they understand this lesson? It was simply because the concepts were taught too close together. It's small things like that that made interpreted at many of the Fortune 500 companies that you know, because I'm a technology specialist, Microsoft, Cisco, HP. I was involved with the Infrared Data Association, which was partially involved with creating the Bluetooth spec, all very high-tech stuff. And I did a few days ago. I'm going to jump right into 3 little small points, and then we're going to go right into why I feel the ru classification and the u classification of verbs is completely flawed. And I welcome the open discussion on it. Now, before I start into that topic, I want to say 3 things. Every book is an opinion. Authors write a book, whether it's a textbook or a science fiction book, it's their story, it's their opinion. Textbooks are very prone to this. For example, in Texas, there are textbooks that teach creationism. And then there are textbooks in other countries, that in other states that don't. Some people really want to have a religious aspect of creationism, okay? I don't agree with that. You don't have to agree with what I say. This is my opinion. Another important fact that you probably already figured it out. I take negative comments hard. I really do. I'm easily trolled. And trolls affect me. Why? Because I'm not a psychopath. Because I worked hard on what I built. And there's no point in time where I make grammar in a book that I didn't vet. No time. The way that I make grammar is I make a rule and then I vet it to death. I make sure it's correct. And the way I do that is not by looking at other books. When I first started writing the book, I was looking at other books. This is back in 1996-ish, 1997-ish. I had a bunch of books, and I would look at what they did. I found myself copying them. And I also found myself getting depressed, thinking I'm never going to be this good. And I told my wife at one point, I said, we need to white room this. White room means you get rid of any other influence. I don't know if that's the actual term, but that's what I said at the time. We need to be in a white room. We need to never look at other books. That's why my naming convention for verbs is not the same as every other book. I don't say ichidan verb. I don't say godan verb. I don't like that naming convention, which I'll explain in a second why I don't. Okay? It's not wrong. I just don't like it. I came up with what I feel is a better naming convention. All right. I'm not perfect, and I'm constantly adjusting. And right now, we are doing that. We are adjusting right now my message on calling verbs ru verb and u verb is a bad idea. Original title, there's no such thing as ru verbs, but that's a bad title. Calling verbs a ru verb and u verb is a bad idea, and I'm going to explain why. Here we go. Now, what I'm getting ready to show you are what I call the verbs. What the Japanese from Zero book series, which by the way is one of the #1 selling Japanese textbooks. So a lot of people know this terminology already. The people that are watching these videos know this terminology. You can look at BookScan to see how many books we have sold. It is not a trivial amount. All right. Regular verbs. These are the first type of verbs that I introduced. Now, someone pointed out on reddit.com that they shouldn't be called regular verbs. Well, they're called regular verbs because they are the most common verb type pre any conjugation. There are more verbs that follow this pattern than what I call the iru-eru pattern. Okay? Iru-eru verbs are verbs that end in a sound of iru or eru. They rhyme with iru or eru. For example, taberu. It's beru at the end, it rhymes with eru. Okay? Now, regular verbs, any verb that's classified as regular, follows a certain pattern of conjugation. And that makes, okay, you're calling it regular verb, you're classifying as something. It could have been called orange verbs, okay? But when I call something orange verbs or apple verbs, I assume that they're all going to operate within a certain pattern that all oranges or all apples do. In my case, it's regular verbs. I've called it regular verbs because I wasn't watching what everyone else had done. The internet was not full with Japanese lessons. Literally, we were the second site. The first site was free Japanese classes or something like that. There was no one else doing this. So I didn't have a role model. I didn't have a naming convention to fall on because I wasn't looking at other books. Regular makes complete sense to me. But again, the name doesn't matter. I'll explain in a second. Iru-eru. Now, iru-eru, the way regular verbs conjugate is the last hiragana in the dictionary form, which is always u, right? U form. It could be su, it could be gu, it could be ku, it could be mu. It can even be ru, by the way. That changes to the e form. So su becomes shi, gu becomes gi. Okay? So for example, the verb oyogu. Oyogu becomes oyogi. That becomes your new stem, and then you add your endings. Oyogimasu, oyogimasen, oyogimasen deshita. I assume by this point we all know this. Okay? Iru-eru. Iru-eru are those verbs that rhyme with iru or eru. They have a different pattern. They're iru-eru drop the ru. And I believe these are referred to as ichidan verbs in the ichidan system. But I really don't know. Honestly don't know. I don't remember. I believe it was that's one step, you drop the ru, and then you do your things to it. I like that, actually. I don't hate that. Okay? But I don't like calling it iru-eru verbs, ru verbs, which is what a lot of books do. And then a lot of those books give you the exceptions. They say iru-eru, okay, they say these are the ru verbs, but if it's got an a before it or a u before it or an o before it, it doesn't follow this pattern. It must have an e or an e. Why not just call it iru-eru verbs? It makes more sense. And there are iru-eru exception verbs, just like there are exceptions in the ru verb explanation that people give. Some verbs that have iru or eru sound at the end don't follow that pattern. They don't drop the ru, and they are actually just regular verbs. Okay? They're just regular. They follow, the ru becomes a ri. Whereas an iru-eru verb, the ru must be dropped. The pattern that we talk about in our books is iru-eru drop the ru. Now, you might be saying, well, that's confusing because there's exceptions. There's like 17 in the entire language. There's literally like 17. Okay? And every regular verb can turn into an iru-eru verb, which we learn in book 4 or book 3, I don't remember. and then you use the same pattern as iru eru. That officially makes it look like there are more iru eru verbs, but there are not. There are actually more regular verbs. Pick up any 500 verb book, I have a Korean one, not a Japanese one right here, and you will see that most verbs do not end in ru. They end in the other things. All right. So iru eru exception we've established is an iru eru looking verb, but it follows the pattern of regular. And we learn that right away. We learn kaeru, to return. It's not kaemasu. You don't drop the ru. You convert the ru to kaerimasu. And then we have irregular. Now in the Reddit comments, someone claimed that I was calling iru eru irregular. I didn't say that at all. There's only two official irregular verbs. They are suru and kuru. Yeah, they end in ru. Huh? Does that make them a ru verb? I don't know. Not really. Not according to the books that are out there. I won't mention the names. Okay? Irregular verbs don't follow a regular pattern. They don't follow an iru eru pattern. They only follow their own pattern. Suru and kuru. To do and to come. Those are those patterns. Now, why should we not call verbs u verbs? Because even a ru verb is an u sound, and that's a confusing concept for most people. How do I know this? I made it up. No, I didn't make it up. I've been teaching Japanese now for 20 years. I've answered 3,000 questions. I know where people mess up. It's when you classify something in too broad of a spectrum that they can't see the differences. Ru verb is a horrible, horrible naming convention because there's too many rules to remember and they're not the same thing. Okay? Now, the example that I gave in the original video was this, and I'm going to stick to it. If I point to something and say, this is an animal, all you know is that it's not human. All you know is that it's an animal. You don't know if it can fly. You don't know if it needs to live in the water. You don't know if it's warm-blooded or cold-blooded. There's no classification. So there's nothing you can really say about that animal. Same thing with a ru verb. The only thing you know about a ru verb, honestly, is that it ends in ru. That's all you know. And you could track back and look at the prior version, and you might get the idea that, this is officially a ru verb because it ends in iru eru sound, right? Because that's the definition of what a ru verb is. Everything else is a regular verb. Does that make sense? That's what they're talking about when they talk about ru verbs. Ru verbs are essentially iru eru verbs. We're talking about the same thing. Ru verb is an iru eru verb. But if you call it a ru verb, a new student thinks every verb that ends in ru, including wakaru and kaeru and hashiru, which are not iru eru verbs, which are not officially ru verbs. They sound like it though. That's why we can't name it that. Do you understand? And we can't call it u verb because it doesn't make sense, because every verb is an u verb. Okay? That's why you call it regular verb. Okay? And I'm going to define what that is. You know what a regular verb is? A regular verb is any verb, no matter what. One way to know if it's a regular verb, if it doesn't end in ru. If it does not end in ru, no matter what, it is a regular verb. It doesn't follow any pattern except for the regular pattern, which is E form plus the stems. Okay? At least in the polite forms. In other words, it goes up and down the hiragana chart and does conversions. It doesn't drop anything. Okay? If it ends in a ru, the only thing that we know is that it could be any one of the other forms. That's all we know. We literally know nothing about it. If I gave you a verb and I said babaru, okay, it doesn't rhyme with iru eru. It's not iru eru. That's a regular verb. I made that up. I made up the word babaru. It might be a verb. I don't think it is though. Okay? That's all we know. Because every single form of verb, every type of verb, whatever you call it, orange verbs, black verbs, purple verbs, okay? Regular, iru eru exceptions, and irregular verbs, and even the, what I call aru verbs, which are the irasharu, gozaru, the high-level polite verbs, they every single type includes ru verb. There's a ru verb in there, a verb with ru ending. And again, the problem that I'm stating is, if you call it a ru verb, a student that isn't paying attention assumes every verb that ends in ru follows the ru pattern. I'm running out of voice. Give me a second. For example, wakaru ends in a ru, but it's not a ru verb. But wakaru, in other words, it goes up and down the hiragana chart and does conversion. It's a new verb. Okay? That's why you call it regular verb. Okay? And I'm going to define what that is. You know what a regular verb is? A regular verb is any verb, no matter what. One way to know if it's a regular verb, if it doesn't end in ru. If it does not end in ru, no matter what, it is a regular verb. It doesn't follow any pattern except for the regular pattern, which is E form plus the stems. Okay? At least in the polite forms. In other words, it goes up and down the hiragana chart and does conversions. It doesn't drop anything. Okay? If it ends in a ru, the only thing that we know is that it could be any one of the other forms. That's all we know. We literally know nothing about it. If I gave you a verb and I said babaru, okay, it doesn't rhyme with irueru. It's not irueru. That's a regular verb. I made that up. I made up the word babaru. It might be a verb. I don't think it is though. Okay? That's all we know. Because every single form of verb, every type of verb, whatever you call it, orange verbs, black verbs, purple verbs, okay? Regular, irueru exceptions, and irregular verbs, and even the, what I call aru verbs, which are the irasharu, gozaru, the high-level polite verbs, they all, every single type includes ru verb. There's a ru verb in there, a verb with ru ending. And again, the problem that I'm stating is, if you call it a ru verb, a student that isn't paying attention assumes every verb that ends in ru follows the ru pattern. I'm running out of voice. Give me a second. For example, wakaru ends in a ru, but it's not a ru verb. But if you didn't know it, you might think it is. That's why I think the classification of ru verb is horrible. Is it an u verb? I guess. But then what about verbs that actually end in u, like kau, to buy, arau, to wash? Aren't those u verbs? I mean, yeah, they are according to the ru verb, u verb style. But then that doesn't make me think that, why would wakaru be an u verb? It's not, it's regular. That's what I call it, regular. Kaeru and kaeru. These are both the same verb, right? In sound. Kaeru and kaeru. One means to go home, to return, to go back, and kaeru means to change. But this kaeru is a regular verb, or what I call an iru-eru exception. Iru-eru exception is not a verb type that even exists. It's another way to say regular. It's a verb that looks like it's iru-eru, but it's not. Okay? And like I said, there's about 17 of them. At one point I wrote a list. I couldn't find more than about 17. Kaeru, to change. Exact same sound, right? But it's an iru-eru verb, or what a lot of books call a ru verb, which means you drop the ru. Or an ichidan verb, you drop the ru. So you say kaemasu. Even with just these three verbs, it's very confusing when you say ru verb. Okay? Iru and iru. Both the exact same sound. Now, iru, not only does it rhyme with iru-eru, right? I mean, it literally, it is iru, right? It's the exact sound. Now, this one is an iru-eru verb, or what you guys would call, you guys that have studied in other books might know it as the ru verb. But it's an iru-eru verb, which is iru-eru, drop the ru, imasu, I am here. Imasen, I'm not here. This other iru, this means to need, but it is an iru-eru exception verb, or a regular verb. But it looks exactly like this other verb, right? But it says irimasu, the ru gets converted, okay? And kuru, also ending in ru, is irregular. It's irregular because you can't pin a pattern to it. It doesn't make, there's no pattern you can pin to it. I mean, yeah, there's similarities to the way kuru becomes kimasu and suru becomes shimasu, but it's not established enough, honestly, in my opinion, to give it its own pattern. Just memorizing them is what I'd like to recommend. So as you can see, we have on the screen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 verbs, and I could have kept going and give you multiples of that. Okay, that show that if it ends in a ru, doesn't mean anything. It's a ru verb. Okay, doesn't help me at all, and it doesn't help the students. And again, why do I know? Not because I was confused. I learned with a completely different book. When I learned Japanese, I didn't even think about this, to be honest with you. This only came up over time. And over people, a lot of my grammar comes up because people were confused and I had to find a way to explain it. I can't tell you the struggle that I had with verbs when I wrote the first books. I used to have charts of verb conjugations. Me coming up with patterns of conjugation was purely invented for the students. I remember it was course 3 when I first started doing it. I went back and rewrote all of the books. All of the book sections that contain verbs, I sat down and spent day after day making patterns like this. And that's when I realized, okay, there's a thing that are iru-eru verbs, and there are a thing that are irregular, and there are things that look like iru-eru but aren't irregular. And at that time, I never heard of a ru verb. You know when I heard about a ru verb? When I started doing YouTube videos, and people would post, these are just ru verbs. Or people would say, but how does this work? Isn't it a ru verb? And I kept thinking, what's a ru verb? There is a such thing as a ru verb. It's a very bad idea. And I'll end on this, because I don't know what's coming up. I'll end on this. Actually, I have one more thing to say after this, but just because something has been taught a certain way for a long time does not mean it's the best way. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, okay, and I'm very voracious at listening. I do a lot of Pokemon Go, and when I'm doing Pokemon Go, I'll walk for 3 hours, I'll listen to books. I'm always, if I'm on an airplane going somewhere, always listening to books. And I listen to a lot of science books, science fiction books, a lot of self-help books. And one that I listened to recently was called Good Calories, Bad Calories, okay? Because I've been getting healthier in my life. This book goes through so much scientific data on how for tens of years, decades, we were promoting low-fat diets. They were wrong. Low-fat actually led to more heart attacks. If you listen to that book, you'll see how many times the way to do things was wrong. And I'm telling you, my opinion, ru verb is wrong. The only thing knowing that it's a ru verb is that helps, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, but informed opinion, is that if it ends in a ru, you know it's a regular, it's going to use what I call the regular verb form pattern. That's the only thing for certain. But not always. It means it could be a different form. Every other form of verb that's not quote-unquote regular ends in a ru. And that's the only thing that we know. That's it. I welcome your feedback. This will be going, again, up on reddit.com.
Okay, very interesting. This is an interesting take.
And if you trash me this time, I won't...
I'll definitely keep this in mind. But I need to see it again.
Like there are exceptions in the ru verb e form. Verbs that follow this pattern in Japanese textbooks. So a lot of people know this terminology already. The people that are watching these videos know this terminology. You can look at BookScan to see how many books we have sold. It is not a trivial amount. All right. Regular verbs. These are the first type of verbs that I introduced. Now, someone pointed out on reddit.com that they shouldn't be called regular verbs. Well, they're called regular verbs because they are the most common verb type pre any conjugation. There are more verbs that follow this pattern than what I call the iru-eru pattern. Okay? Iru-eru.
So, regular verbs, any verb that doesn't end with ru, any verb that doesn't end with ru, plus the verbs that end with ru but are not ru verbs in the other form, that you don't remove completely the ru, but the ru becomes ri. So the ru plus the verbs plus the verbs that end with ru and are not ru verbs and are not ru verbs. Okay, well, this is very nice to understand. Because also, iru-eru, why is it iru-eru? Because if we go to chapter 4, I think. No, chapter 3. Chapter 3. we go to chapter 3, if we go to the old form of ruverbs, uverbs, another major group of verbs is called uverbs. No, the taberu belongs to the group of verbs called the ruverbs. Ruverbs are so called because you add the suffix ru to the verb base tabe in the above example to form the dictionary form. For the two long forms we learn in this lesson, you simply add the suffixes mas and masen instead of ru, the bases we learn for do verbs. Okay, another major group of verbs is called u-verbs. The dictionary form of an u-verb, like iku, can be broken down into the base ik in the above examples and the suffix u. The long forms like ikimas and ikimasen then are formed with the base plus suffixes imas and imasen. In u-verb conjugations, you find letters shifting in the same row of the hiragana chart. In iku, for example, you see ku and ki, both in ka row of the hiragana chart. Nomu has mu and mi, both in the ma row. And so forth. We learned 6 u-verbs in this lesson. No, this is not what I was looking. This is what I was looking for. Parts like tabe and iki, which come from mas, masen, from verb stems. Okay, what I was looking for is this word compound in lesson learn benkyou shimasu, benkyou suru, which conjugates to su. What I was looking for is this. It is important to remember which verb belongs to which conjugation class. It is a good idea, therefore, to memorize each verb as a set. Instead of memorizing just the dictionary form, try to memorize the dictionary form and the present tense affirmative. Like iku, ikimas. This is especially important with verbs that end with the hiragana ru, because they may be verbs like suru and kuru. No, this is not what I was looking for. Then this is what I was looking for. Look at the second form from the last syllable in the dictionary form, mi and e, in miru and kaeru. For example, the irregular verbs set aside, if you see the vowels a, u, or o, like a, u, o, u verbs like iku, u, or mu, mu again, ku, su, ku, ru, u, a, u, o. If you see a, u, o, right before the final ru, you can absolutely be sure that they are u verbs. Okay, so ru verbs that have a, u, or o before the ru are u verbs. So they are regular in this concept. In this concept, regular plus the normal u verbs. Okay, they are u verbs. Verbs that have a, u, or o, u, or o before before the ru are regular in are u verbs in this concept and regulars in this concept. So we have not learned any such verbs yet. If you can see the vowels e and e before the final ru, in most cases the verbs are ru verbs. So e and e. That's why this guy in this concept he's saying iru and eru. So this is the meaning behind iru and eru. Vowels that end with e and e, but it's in most cases. So first one is regular verbs. Okay. Regular verbs are verbs that normal all the verbs that don't end in ru plus the verbs that end with ru but have the vowels a, u and o before the ru. Okay. Plus 17 other ru verbs which are exceptions. So they may end in e and e like kaeru, but are actually u verbs, regular verbs, which, as he said, are only 17. Okay, we'll see it later. So regular we confined what regulars are. Now are iru and eru. Iru and eru. Eru. I think this is very nice concept to understand because this is very confusing, not gonna lie. So these are verbs that have vowels have the vowels e and e before eru, before the ru, before the ru, e, e. But not all vowels that end in e and e are ru verbs or iru and eru, because there are 17 verbs exceptions. There are 17 exceptions that indeed end in e and e, but are actually u verbs, are regular verbs. Okay. Plus 17 other ru verbs that end with e and e. Okay, I think it's becoming more clear in my mind, the verbs. It's a very nice
verbs.
It's a very nice video.
Are verbs that end in a sound of iru or eru. They rhyme with iru or eru. For example, taberu. It's beru at the end, it rhymes with eru. Okay? Now, regular verbs, any verb that's classified as regular, follows a certain pattern of conjugation. And that makes, okay, you're calling it regular verb, you're classifying it as something. It could have been called orange verbs. Okay, but when I call something orange verbs or apple verbs, I assume that they're all going to operate within a certain pattern that all oranges or all apples do. In my case, it's regular verbs. I've called it regular verbs because I wasn't watching what everyone else had done. The internet was not full with Japanese lessons. Literally, we were the second site. The first site was free Japanese classes or something like that. There was no one else doing this. So I didn't have a role model. I didn't have a naming convention to fall on because I wasn't looking at other books. Regular makes complete sense to me. But again, the name doesn't matter. I'll explain in a second. Iru eru. Now, iru eru, the way regular verbs conjugate is the last hiragana in the dictionary form, which is always u, right? U form. It could be su, it could be gu, it could be ku, it could be mu. It can even be ru, by the way. That changes to the e form. So su becomes shi, gu becomes gi. Okay? So for example, the verb oyogu. Oyogu becomes oyogi. That becomes your new stem, and then you add your endings. Oyogimasu, oyogimasen, oyogimasen deshita. I assume by this point we all know this. Okay? Iru eru are those verbs that rhyme with iru or eru. They have a different pattern. They're iru eru drop the ru. And I believe these are referred to as ichidan verbs in the ichidan system. But I really don't know. Honestly don't know. I don't remember. I believe that's one step, you drop the ru, and then you do your things to it. I like that, actually. I don't hate that. Okay? But I don't like calling it iru eru verbs, ru verbs, which is what a lot of books do. And then a lot of those books give you the exceptions. They say iru eru, okay, they say these are the ru verbs, but if it's got an a before it or a u before it or an o before it, it doesn't follow this pattern. It must have an e or an e. Why not just call it iru eru verbs? It makes more sense. And but I don't like calling it iru eru verbs, ru verbs, which is what a lot of books do. And then a lot of those books give you the exceptions. They say iru eru, okay, they say these are the ru verbs, but if it's got an a before it or a u before it or an o before it, it doesn't follow this pattern. It must have an e or an e. Why not just call it iru eru verbs? It makes more sense. And there are iru eru exception verbs, just like there are exceptions in the ru verb explanation that people give. Some verbs that have iru or eru sound at the end don't follow that pattern. They don't drop the ru, and they are actually just regular verbs. Okay? They're just regular.
Exceptions.
They follow, the ru becomes their
iru,
whereas an iru
eru exceptions. Okay. Iru eru exceptions. Which are 17, he said, I think. Iru eru exceptions.
Iru eru verb, the ru must be dropped. The pattern that we talk about in our books is iru eru drop the ru. Now, you might be saying, well, that's confusing because there's exceptions. There's like 17 in the entire language. There's literally like 17. Okay? And every regular verb can turn into an iru eru verb, which we learn in book 4 or book 3, I don't remember. And then you use the same pattern as iru eru. That officially makes it look like there are more iru eru verbs, but there are not. There are actually more regular verbs. Pick up any 500 verb book, I have a Korean one, not a Japanese one right here, and you will see that most verbs do not end in ru. They end in the other things. All right. So iru eru exception we've established is an iru eru looking verb, but it follows the pattern of regular. And we learn that right away. We learn kaeru, to return. It's not kaemasu. You don't drop the ru. You convert the ru to kaerimasu. And then we have irregular. Now in the Reddit comments, someone claimed that I was calling iru eru irregular. I didn't say that at all. There's only 2 official irregular verbs. They are suru and kuru. Yeah, they end in ru. Huh, does that make them a ru verb? I don't know. Not really. Not according to the books that are out there. I won't mention the names. Okay? Irregular verbs don't follow a regular pattern. They don't follow an iru eru pattern. They only follow their own pattern. Suru and kuru. To do and to come. Those are those patterns. Now, why should we not call verbs u verbs? Because even a ru verb is an u sound, and that's a confusing concept for most people. How do I know this? I made it up. No, I didn't make it up. I've been teaching Japanese now for 20 years. I've answered 3,000 questions. I know where people mess up. It's when you classify something in too broad of a spectrum that they can't see the differences. Ru verb is a horrible, horrible naming convention because there's too many rules to remember and they're not the same thing. Okay? Now, the example that I gave in the original video was this, and I'm going to stick to it. If I point to something and say, this is an animal, all you know is that it's not human. All you know is that it's an animal. You don't know if it can fly. You don't know if it needs to live in the water. You don't know if it's warm-blooded or cold-blooded. There's no classification. So there's nothing you can really say about that animal. Same thing with a ru verb. The only thing you know about a ru verb, honestly, is that it ends in ru. That's all you know. And you could track back and look at the prior version, and you might get the idea that, this is officially a ru verb because it ends in iru eru sound, right? Because that's the definition of what a ru verb is. Everything else is a regular verb. Does that make sense? That's what they're talking about when they talk about ru verbs. Ru verbs are essentially iru eru verbs. We're talking about the same thing. Ru verb is an iru eru verb. But if you call it a ru verb, a new student thinks every verb that ends in ru, including wakaru and kaeru and hashiru.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, I understand. It was very, very, very useful. So we have regular verbs, which are every verb that doesn't end in ru, plus regular verbs, plus every verb that doesn't end in ru, plus okay, so the way he said it here, regular verbs, if we say that every word that doesn't end with iru eru, okay, like there are verbs that end in oru, aru, uru, or oru, are not like iru eru, are not iru eru. So if you see a verb that it's aru, iru, or oru, immediately it's a regular verb. And then there is iru eru verbs, which is iru eru, and in iru eru, and exceptions of iru eru, which are just 17 verbs. Okay, I understand now. Plus 2 irregular verbs, which are suru and kuru. Okay, so aru. So in this case, aru, uru, and oru are immediately regular verbs. You can identify them immediately as regular because they are not iru or eru. It's aru, uru, and oru. Other verbs that end with ru and are not ru verbs. Verbs that have a, u, or o before the ru. Okay, I understand. Okay, that was a very helpful video. So how much time did we do? 2 hours. I think 2 hours is enough. So yes, thank you very much. Good night. And we continue tomorrow. Yeah, that was a fantastic word. Fantastic video. I was very confused with the ru verbs. I was very confused with the verbs. So this concept actually made it clearer now. It's clear to me. The verbs now are clear to me because I was confused with the ru verbs. These ru verbs, e and e, but there are also some ru verbs that end with e and e, but are not ru verbs, as it's saying here. But now he is saying that these are exceptions and are only 17. And these aru, uru, oru, why don't we just call them regular? Just call them regular. So why do you also call them u verbs? It's better regular, iru, eru, and iru, eru exceptions, which are only 17, and 2 irregulars. It's more it's easier. Yeah, I think I'm going to follow this concept. It's very clear, it's very easy to understand, and it's very organized. Very organized. Yeah, I'm thankful that I watched this video, Japanese verbs. Yeah, again, we sleep now. We continue tomorrow.
Welcome to
Okay, we continue tomorrow.